Hi, I'm State Senator Evie Hudak. It's a pleasure to be here today to discuss what is underway at the Colorado State Legislature. I represent Senate District 19, which includes the Jefferson County portion of Westminster and much of Arvada. I serve as the chair of the Senate Transportation Committee and the vice chair of the Senate Education Committee. All the bills I've introduced so far this session deal with education, either at the K-12 or higher education level. With the substantial budget cuts that have been made to education and the likelihood of more, I believe we must focus on ensuring that our educational system is effective, accountable, and financially sound. My first bill, Senate Bill 29, has now passed both the Senate and the House almost unanimously and without amendment. The bill increases the transparency of the State Land Board and makes it more accountable to the legislature, the State Board of Education, and the State Treasurer. It helps ensure that the Land Board fulfills its primary goal of maximizing funding for schools. Another of my bills, Senate Bill 70, providing post-secondary opportunities to students with special needs, requires the Colorado Special Education Advisory Committee to work with specialists from higher education to help disabled students make the transition from high school to college more smoothly. The parents of these students who came to testify on the bill really demonstrated the need for this bill and the positive impact it will have for thousands of students. This week, the Senate passed bills that close the $342 million budget revenue shortfall in the current year's budget, resulting from diminished state revenues. Several of these bills were signed by the governor on Wednesday. The Senate Democrats took the lead to ensure that we maintain funding for programs that help poor and struggling students achieve their full potential, including the School Breakfast Program, Read to Achieve, and the Counselor Corps program. To help us increase funds for education and provide some tax relief for Colorado businesses and middle-class families, this week Senator Stedman introduced a bill to create a tax amnesty program that will likely channel millions of dollars into the state education fund. This should certainly be helpful as next week we begin to make the difficult decisions necessary to deal with massive cuts in next year's budget. I'm confident we will work to ensure that our most vulnerable populations, seniors, children, the sick, and the poor, are protected. And at the same time, pass legislation that will help create jobs and put Coloradans back to work. On Monday, we will officially reach the mid-session mark. On that day, we will be considering a bill by freshman Senator Angela Giron that will support the development of hydroelectric power and create jobs in Colorado. We also will continue our ongoing work to balance the state budget. And we will continue the historic process we've created to gather public input on redrawing the state's congressional lines. I appreciate the opportunity to be here today. Thank you for watching the Colorado Channel and for taking an interest in your government. If you would like any further information, visit our website at coloradosenate.org. Thanks.
Hi, I'm Senate Minority Leader Mike Kopp. Welcome to another weekly wrap-up on the Senate floor. This week, Senate Republicans proposed legislation to protect Colorado's children from the harmful substance known as K2, or spice. I presented this bill in the Senate Judiciary Committee with the help of law enforcement officials and a representative of our Attorney General's office. It's important that we prohibit the sale and distribution of this harmful and unpredictable substance among Colorado's youth. Another public safety measure proposed by Senate Republicans was the Blue Act, sponsored by State Senator Steve King of Grand Junction. This bill ensures that the public is notified when a dangerous fugitive is on the loose if they evade capture by seriously wounding or killing a police officer. The brave men and women in law enforcement are who protect us from seeing the worst side of humanity. We owe it to the public to ensure they are informed if their safety may be at risk. This week, we also stood with our Republican colleagues in the House in support of spending less of your hard-earned tax dollars. While some Democrat members are supporting a tax increase on Colorado families and businesses, we believe this is the wrong path to take. Colorado is already facing a 9% unemployment rate, which is above the national average. Businesses and families simply cannot afford more taxes. Looking ahead for next week, Senate Republicans will be presenting a resolution calling on members of the 68th General Assembly to agree to not raise taxes on Colorado's families and businesses. We'll also continue to work to get the support of our Democrat colleagues on this important issue. We believe this can be a bipartisan issue and doesn't just have to be a Republican proposal. We'll keep you posted on our progress. If you're interested in this resolution or videos of committee hearings and other legislative activities, I'd encourage you to join us in the conversation at www.coloradosenatenews.com. We'll see you next time for another weekly wrap-up from the State Senate floor. Thanks so much.